hope you're well today. It's a bit of a miserable day out. As always, I'm home alone all day, so I thought let's film another video. I've got no excuses now because there's no one stopping me from doing anything in this place, so I hope the next year or so I'm going to be super productive in terms of content and just get the joy back and start enjoying it again. So the last sit down video I did was a bargain haul of eBay, Facebook Marketplace, charity shop, thrift, tip finds, and it's going to be more of that today. I wasn't sure I had enough to show you, but I think I brought together enough stuff that I bought over the last few months that this will be somewhat interesting, hopefully. Now, I got some really good feedback on the last video. I think there's a lot of fellow bargain hunters that watch my channel, which is lovely. But some of you did say that I should make this a weekly thing. I would love to be able to make it a weekly thing. I'd love to do this every day if I'm honest with you. But I don't know whether maybe Instagram and YouTube isn't very good at showing you a scale of my flat, because if you're here you'd realise that I really can't accumulate that much more stuff. We're actually almost full now. I've nearly got everything I need for the place in terms of what I've got room for, at least. So it's just not going to be possible for me to do a weekly thing unless I have a one in, one out policy, which seems a bit pointless because I'll just be living with certain items for a week and then getting new ones, which kind of defeats the object. But I will just film these kind of bargain hauls whenever I feel I've got enough to show you. So what should we do? What about the latest edition? And this I bought probably an hour ago. Still got the label on. So this is from the Woking and Sam Bear Hospice charity shop in West Byfleet. And this was £2.50, and they had it in the window display, and I just thought, what a striking bold colour, and how amazing would that potentially look against the navy wall in the lounge. And I've just taken a photo which I'll pop up somewhere here, so you can see the contrast does look amazing. So I'm really glad I got that. It's not in perfect condition, but I don't mind if it's got a few scratches and knocks. It kind of adds to the charm for me. So yeah, £2.50. Next charity shop find were these cocktail glasses. I needed some cocktail glasses anyway. I actually had some put in my shopping basket on Matalan, and I think it was £6 for two, if I remember correctly. I might have got that wrong, but anyway, I managed to get four. I can't hold four. Four in Sam Bear charity shop in Walton-on-Thames for £4.50, and they're in perfect condition, good size. So as well as saving money, I'm giving to charity, and it's something I actually needed. It wasn't just one of those whim purchases. It was something on my must-buy list anyway. So when I saw these in there, I was like, yes, goldmine, brilliant. Next up, this isn't a charity shop find, but this is a pot that I fell in love with in H&M Home months and months ago, and it's one of those things I don't even know if we'd embarked on house hunting yet, but I couldn't justify buying it because I didn't have anywhere to put it, I didn't have a need for it, I didn't even have a place. It's one of those things that I was like, oh, if I had a house I'd definitely buy that sort of scenarios. And then when it came to the point where I did have a flat, I went looking for this and it was sold out online. It's typical, isn't it? That always happens. I was so desperate for it, I even DM'd on Twitter their customer service, and they searched around and they said, oh, it's not in any of your local stores. But luckily they were wrong, because I went to my local store in Kingston and they had a couple of these left, but they said they weren't restocking them. But I noticed it had a few marks on it. Can you see those white marks? There's a big one there. So I went to the counter and just said, look, I love this and I really want it, but is there any way you can take some money off? And they gave me it with 15% off. So it did end up being a bit of a bargain, and I really don't, like I said, I don't mind those scuffs, and if I was really fussed about it, I could, oh, they're coming off as I stroke actually, I could probably clean it up. But I absolutely love this pot so much. It goes really well in this kind of deserty vibe room, I think. Next up is this little guy from Wilkinson's, who, if you've seen my At Home with Egg Instagram account, you'll see this was originally a terracotta colour, and it's actually a garden ornament, but I just got some of my usual Rust-Oleum, is that how you say it, Rust-Oleum gold spray, sprayed in gold, and now he's a little doorstop for this room, because there's a lot of windows on all sides of this maisonette, so sometimes the doors slam and make quite a racket, so he just stops that from happening in here, and I think he's rather cute. We named him Leon, as in chameleon. Yeah. We're toying with Colin and Callum and I think Boy George at one point as well, actually, but we settled with Leon, and yeah, he's pretty cute. I think he came out quite well. Oh, that was only £4 or £5 on Wilko's website, by the way. Next up, this little cushion I bought the other day in the RSPCA shop, and this was £2, and I think it will either go well in the bedroom once we have the bed in, because we're going for that kind of soft dusky pink and with pops of mustard, and at the moment there's quite a trend for these kind of terracotta colours together with other colours, and it looks really beautiful actually. So I'm going to see if that could work for that, but at the moment it's in the lounge as just another pillow, and I liked it because I've got lots of the square cushions like this, for instance, but I thought it was nice to have like a different shape one, so it's a bit less uniform and a bit less all the same. So doesn't smell either, which is a bonus. This is another find from today. So this pot I found in, this was in the Woking and Sandbear Hospice as well, and this was £3.50, and it's kind of got a cracked effect on it. A bit like, do you know mini eggs when they get that cracked surface? It's a bit like that. And it's in really good condition actually. It's a lovely pot. And then I've just put these flowers in, which were heavily reduced. They're reduced from £8 to £3 in Waitrose today, because they're pretty much probably on their last couple of days because they're fully open, but I just thought they were really pretty. So I'm really pleased with that find. But I can't decide whether I should put it in the bedroom on a bedside table or have it in this room, because the white might look nice in here. But anyway, thought that was a really good find. Again, not strictly a charity find or anything like that, but I found this in the Guildford Tiger a few months ago, and it was only £10, which I thought was an absolute bargain. And in a lot of my Facebook interior groups, that this is one of those items that a lot of them were looking for, and it wasn't in every Tiger store. So when I saw it, I knew I was lucky to come into contact with it. So I thought I best buy that. And actually, you've probably seen it in a lot of my Instagrams already. It's proving to be quite a useful prop for various kind of styling setups. So really pleased with that. This is a bit of a thrifty find. So these are the coasters we have in the lounge, and these are all collected on flights from my parents when because they used to live in Mexico for a few years actually, and they lived in Canada for a few years as well, so they used to get flights a lot, and my mum would always stash these away, and now I have inherited them, and I just think they're lovely, and I just love the fact that these kind of have some history to them. They've been in other countries, they've been with my parents on their travels and their journeys and things like that, and I think they're just really nice coasters as well. I'll try and give you a close-up of those. So we got loads of these. So this, you might have seen these skull glass containers around the house in some of my vlogs or photos, and these are actually the bottles that have been emptied from Bloody Hell hot sauce, which is a really, really hot, surprisingly, hot sauce that Si used to get sent. It's delicious as well, by the way, if you like spicy things. We're both spicy fans. We're both spicy. So we love it. You should always keep things like the glasses that candles come in, and just look at the containers you have for your food items as well, because some of them can be just changed into other things and look really great. Like, we're gonna probably put sand in this eventually, like layered sand, and have this in this room actually, and I think that will look quite cool. I think I've said a few times that I want to have nods to Sly's Japanese heritage throughout the house. Just because, you know, it's so rich in culture, their artwork, the colours, the fabrics and everything they use are so beautiful. And, you know, his mum visits or will be visiting a lot, and I just want to make sure it's present here. So I do keep an eye out for things that remind me of Japan and stuff like that. And we both saw these in Tiger, and Sai instantly said that they reminded him of Japan. They're just little bamboo containers that we have on the ledge in the bathroom. At the moment they just have the key to the window, but I think eventually you might have like cotton wool balls in there or something like that, or you know those things, what are they called, the things that you clean your ears out with that you probably shouldn't clean your ears out with because they're too small. Buds, cotton buds. Yeah, that's probably what I mean. But I think they're really attractive objects, and they were really cheap because they're Flying Tiger as well. Can't remember the exact price because it was so long ago, but keep an eye out for those because I think they're lovely. So we don't have space really for a dining area, so we're going to have a lot of TV dinners, which is absolutely fine by me. We've got the nesting tables that we have been bringing out just to put extra plates on and side plates on and stuff like that. But most of the time we'll be eating off these lap trays. Now, it was surprisingly hard to find an affordable lap tray. Lots of the shops were charging like 20 quid, 30 quid. I'm just like, it's a lap tray. It just seemed excessive to me, so I did shop around before I made a purchase, and actually Argos came through for me, and so I got 2 of these. They're £8 each, and the design is quite attractive. It's not like I've had to get a really unattractive one just to get the bargain. I think they're quite a cool pattern anyway, and they do the job. They're not too bulky, they're just bulky enough. So yeah, that will reduce the risk of me making an absolute mess of our new sofa as well. So pleased with that, and glad to have not spent an absolute fortune on lap trays. So another item is over here. We haven't really decided how we're going to display it properly yet, but I've just got it put up on my YouTube reel for now, just so we can see it, because it's been hidden in the cupboard since our American road trip, and we got this from a flea market in LA for a very affordable price. Fairfax Flea Market is one of these places that I've always gone to when I'm in LA. I've gone to LA on my own a number of times. This is the first time I've been with Sai, so I made sure to take him there, and he loved it too. There's all sorts of amazing stuff at that market. But yeah, that's what we came back with, because we didn't want to. The problem is shopping when you're on holiday is you've got to consider the fact that you've got to take it back with you, and even though I was very, very restrained, I think that's the only thing that and a dress actually is the only thing I bought when I was in America, and because of that I went over, and it was a big drama at the airport, and me and Si had a massive fallout about it. I put a dampener on the end of the trip, shall we say, because I was there at the airport with my suitcase open, stuff going everywhere, your dirty knickers on display. Oh, it was, yeah, stressful. But anyway, glad we've got it, and it's just a big sun. I do worry that it's a little bit too like teenage Tumblr vibes, but it's quite cheerful when you walk in this room and you see that big sun. But yeah, I don't know quite whether it'll end up staying up or not, but we'll see. It might be a throw instead eventually, I think. I can't remember if I showed you this in the last haul, but I got this lampshade from a charity shop for £2, I think it was. It was a canvasy linen one, but I wanted to show you the base of it this time, and this is from Amazon, actually, from a brand called Mini Sun, and they do a lot of affordable lighting, and it's just a concrete industrial rustic kind of raw looking base, which is what I wanted in here. So I wanted a mixture of like natural woods, a few pops of colour, and then just some like bit like this really like concretey looking objects. So I was really pleased with that, and that was an absolute bargain. I think that was 20 quid, which once you've been shopping for lamps, you'll realise that's actually quite reasonable. So yeah, I think that's all the bargains for today. I'm going to try and spread them out so I can do a few videos for you. But let me know which your favourite of today's bargains in the comments below. And actually, if you're following my At Home at Egg Instagram account, put an emoji down below so I know whether you're there or not yet, because it'd be good to know who from YouTube has come over to there, so I can just track what's going on really. Oh, can you hear that? I'm going to come closer, see if you can hear that. I think that means I need to eat some lunch, so I'm going to sign off and I'll see you in another bargain hunting video soon. Lots of love. Bye.